Ahum, everyone. And this is the first part of the Spanish Tarot. And we're going to start learning what each card could represent. And of course, remember that your intuition is the one that is really going to prevail. So don't discount that. Make sure that you are presenting yourself in your reading and in your learning process with ego stepping aside and allowing you to connect with spirit so that you can obtain as much information during the learning period as well as during your readings. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the four aces. And the four aces, we have the cup, we have the sword, we have, I call it the club, but it's a wand. They call it a wand. And then, of course, the coin or the pentacle or gold, whichever one you want to talk about. Let's talk about the coin or the pentacle. With the Spanish playing card, the pentacle, and you know my views about reversed, okay? But it's up to you. It's your intuition. If you want to use it, hey, go for it. You don't have to follow everything I say. Um, the pentacles, or the coin, or the gold, when you see it, it talks about your triumphs or your client's triumphs. It also talks about your successes, whether it's personal, it's spiritual, it's work related, it's love related, it is anything to do with even buying a new car. You know, you work so hard, you were able to buy a new car. That's a successful moment in your life, where you are able to learn a new gift and you're doing it well. That's a triumph. That is a major triumph, a major movement forward for you. So when this card shows up, we're talking about triumphs, but successes that truly mean something, all right, that actually makes a movement, a grand movement. It's like ballet. You have the demi-plie or a soft plie, and then you have the grand plie, right, which goes all the way down with a very controlled motion. So when you're thinking about your successes, these are successes. Now, if your intuition tells you that your client at some point really believes that a small success for them, based on their condition, based on their mentality, based on their emotional baggage or toll, is something big, then congratulate them. Tell them, listen, you've worked hard for this. All right, it may not seem big to you, but it is. All right, and remind them that, because we need to be reminded. Now, the wand, or the wand, I call it the club, but the wand, when it's the ace of wand, what you could do is it talks about remoteness. It talks about planning. Are you planning a trip? Are you planning a new job? Are you planning a project? Are you planning a birthday party? Are you planning to bring in a new gift? Are you planning to anything that requires planning for your future or your near future? Remember, I don't particularly go very far out for the future, because whatever you tell your client that might happen, they might change it. They might change it in their present. Therefore, the future is going to change. Okay? So these are just cards, and tools, and divination is really just a way to guide someone on the right path. Really. It is not etched in stone. It isn't. It isn't, because we can change things. We have free will, my God. Okay. So for the wands, it usually talks about remoteness. Anything that's remote, anything that requires planning on your side. So let's say you have an issue. One of the cards has to do with a problem at home, and then you get your planning card. Like you are coming up with plans. You're planning something for your home, maybe a trip, maybe a change in a home. Are you moving? Are you planning to move? Is someone planning to move from your home or to your home? So that is what that card is all about. So you have the pentacle that has to do with the successes of someone or something for your client or for yourself. These cards are perfect for you. I don't particularly do my own cards, but there are people that do and they feel very comfortable with it. I don't find the need. I like the surprise every single day. And then there's the wand, which is, or the club, which is the planning. The planning. So you've already learned two. Now we got two more to go. Not a big deal. It's not like a plethora of cards. When you see the sword, and this is a sword, a very pretty sword. What do you see when you see the sword? You see something that, and this is like a sword that someone in let's say in a high position would wear, all decorated, and which means it's a professional, correct? It's a professional, someone would wear a professional sword like this in their suit. Okay, so I usually understand this sword that has to do with legal matters. When it is the Ace of Swords, I contributed to legal matters. Okay, but take it a little further. I like to take it just a little further. It's not only legal, depending on where it lands on your spread. It could also mean ethical. Ethical. Ethical, it could mean what you stand for, beliefs that are right. Just something that is legal or legal matters, or something that you or your client might end up working on contracts, something that's legal. All right. When it's backwards, of course, you know what that is, but I don't use those. My intuition just tells me, hey, be careful with that. And then you have the cups, and the cups is so beautiful. I love the cups. The cups is so beautiful. And this is home base. This is a person's home base or your home base. But then your intuition needs to understand and discover, is this home base in a spiritual realm? Or is this home base in your meat suit realm? Get it? Is this home base in your heart? Is this home base in your head? Where is this home base? While the traditional is, okay, home base, your home. It can also mean a new relationship. You bring your relationships home with you, right? It could be new relationships. So it depends on where it falls. If it's some love reading that you could do, that you're going to be doing, that this would represent maybe a new home for your new love, or a new home for your heart, or a new home, for your heart center, for your self-esteem as well. So you can really take it to many places. Of course, with our evolution, and with your intuition, you're gonna just hit home with these cards. Okay, so we have learned today 4 ace cards. All right, the aces, and it's very, very simple. I want you to learn this throughout the week, and then next Thursday I'll bring in another 4 cards. All right, we're going to start with the next 4. So you have your pentacle, or your coin, or your gold, and of course with this card, even as I look at it, I see triumph. When you have a successful something that you did, you get a reward. Think of this as a monetary reward that you or your client are going to receive or have received or are about to receive. All right. As far as the wand or the club, this beautiful card, I love this card, is about remoteness. Think of the wand, and I love symbolism. Think of the wand as something that you're planning. You know, and as a witch or as a wizard, you would plan your spell. Well, that has to do with planning. The card has to do with remoteness. I'm sitting here, but I'm casting a spell over there. Remoteness. So put that together. Then you have the beautiful sword, which is so regal, so pretty. So I can just imagine either a knight or someone of a court that's wearing this with their full suit. And it's so regal, so professional looking. That's what it looks like to me. So it has to do with legal matters, but not only legal matters as just, you know, having a problem with legality, but it's also contracts, business contracts, which is legalities. It also has to do with your soul contract. It has to do with a contract that you have with God, with a contract that you wrote in this world so you can live here. So there are many ways to look at the cards, right? Depending on how they fall and what the questions are. For a soul reading, if I'm going to add these cards and this comes out, you know what we're going to talk about after, you know, when we read it left to right. And then we have the beautiful cups. I love this cup. Isn't it beautiful? And this is home base. Where do you drink? Where should you drink? You should drink at home, so you don't have to drive anywhere, right? Okay. And then it also has new relationships with either yourself, God, your path, yourself, your higher self, a new relationship that you may have with one of your gifts. So it depends on what it is. If you're doing a spiritual reading, which you can do a spiritual read for someone. This might come out, this card might come out, and it might just represent a new gift that you're bringing home into yourself, or a new path that you're bringing home to your heart center, to yourself. So this is a very, very nice card to bring out and to see when it is laid out and you start reading the story of what is happening. There's a lot of other variations, but I don't want to overburden you guys with tons and tons and tons of variations. No, so I'm going to leave that to your intuition, because that's what it is. There is no right or wrong, and your intuitions, they're just perfect. So you follow those. So those are the 4 aces in these beautiful deck of cards. And then we're going to talk about these people on the horses and the little old men and what they represent in the next week, and then the people on the horses. And then we'll talk about those, and you'll start getting you're going to start understanding more. But first you need to know the cards, and then after the cards, then guess what, we start putting them together. We'll do 1, 2, and 3 card pulls. All right, okay. So I hope that this new psychic development program is interesting to you, and if it is, I will be getting these cards. I'm bargaining for a really good price for you guys. I will have these. I do have 2 to give away. That'll be for the end of next month, and then we'll talk, and we'll see what, if these resonate. They have to resonate with you. Okay, this is not just, you know, get it and hold it. No, these guys when you acclimate them to your energy, they're yours forever. So unless you give it to someone that really needs it and you know that they're going to use it, um, but I think you're going to like these. These are very nice. If someone could remind me on Friday, I'd like to do one card pools for these, with these. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and put it up. Okay? All right. So thank you for sitting with me for a couple of minutes and for learning about the aces of these Spanish cards. And I hope that it just triggers something in you. And if it's something that you like, continue watching. I'll be posting more learning opportunities. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.